It's now 6:40 and the Wells City School Board of Education meeting, regular scheduled meeting has been called to order. And we'll start off with our mission statement. We can all read in unison. The mission of the Wells City School Board of Education. The mission of the Wells City School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process. Thank you. If everyone, review the agenda, and can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
For a second?
Second.
All right, so motion properly second to approve tonight's agenda. Are there any questions?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any opposed? Ayes have it. And the next item is going to be open session approval of minutes from May 15th, 2025.
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes from May 15th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
It's been motioned and properly second to approve May 15th, 2025 minutes. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any opposed? Ayes have it. And I would also like to let everyone know that we do have one of our board members online tonight, Mr. Al Bennett. So he will be joining us via Zoom. Okay, the next item is special recognitions, 24-25 retirees presented plaques.
Good evening, board chair, board members, Dr. Shotwell, colleagues, and everyone in attendance. This evening, we have the esteemed pleasure of honoring a special group of people who are our 2024-2025 retirees from Weldon City Schools. So first, we have Miss Sharita Stevenson with 26 years and 5 months of state service. So if you would come up, Ms. Stevenson. It says congratulations on your retirement, presented to Sharita Stevenson, and sincere appreciation for your dedication, the years of service with Weldon City Schools, and so your adventure begins. Happy retirement.
Right. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we have Miss Susan Pitts. Well, Miss Pitts gave us 31 years and 9 months of service at Roanoke Valley Early College. Next, we will move to Miss Jacqueline Price from Riga with 30 years and 5 months of service. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Price. Thank you.
Think we got you right.
And
Yes. What did you want to say? Yeah, ma'am.
Yep.
All right, that's good. Smile.
And finally, we have Mr. Darrell Scott with 36 years in.
We know you started when you was 12. All right.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Right.
Little shaker.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Again, we would like to say thank you all very much for your service in Weldon City Schools. And again, the adventures begin and happy retirement.
Thank you.
Y'all be smiling like me now.
This needs some. Y'all really got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
But y'all gonna have to figure out something doing that first day of school, 'cause that's the only hard day you're gonna have. But it'll get easier after that. We'll bring it back in Proctor, okay? You good?
That's good.
Yeah, you made it. Don't matter.
Right, Dr. Shotwell, do we have anybody in public forum?
I do not, Madam Chair.
Okay, we're moving right along and reports, and we'll look to go to consolidation reports on merging Weldon Middle School and Weldon High School career academies.
Yes, ma'am. And, pull that thing up here real quick. Y'all have to forgive me there. I printed it out for everybody but me. Anyway, what my task was to look at whether or not the advantages and disadvantages of merging the middle and the high school students together. And based on what we had and the facilities that we had, there's some overwhelming positive reasons on why the two schools should be merged. I apologize, I'm just trying to get my Word document come up here. Thank you, ma'am, appreciate that. We go old school, go old paper. But what we're doing is I used the Cedar Grove study that was in Nash County to look into the different possibilities about what areas that they touched on. And really what I touched on, I looked at curriculum offerings, I looked at the career technical education offerings and the limitations that are provided at the middle school currently, more specifically like our future culinary arts program. We're gonna go from a room that's about 800 square feet with 2 stoves and ovens to an industrial kitchen with a classroom, with a dining room. And so our children are gonna be able to have the opportunity to be able to serve, make, do everything. So they're learning how to be chefs and learning how to have the hospitality things that we need. We always hear people talk about that. And so that's gonna be a wonderful opportunity. And also, in terms of for technology infrastructure, there's gonna be more opportunities for computer aided design, CAD drawing programs, robotics for middle school students, to be able to share some of the same space with the advanced technology with our high school students, and our agriculture and horticulture program. I'm looking forward to seeing the word charger come out as marigolds over there at the school. If you go over there now, we've got lightning bolts that are in the little garden area there that Mr. Ward's working on, and he's gonna put the word chargers on there. Made out of flowers, so that's gonna be really nice and pretty over there. But we're also gonna have a greenhouse. And honestly, there's also some land that's near the new school, that if we did want to expand the program to animal husbandry or something like that, you could potentially begin a small farm over there at that school, which you wouldn't want to do where we are, right now. And then for academic enrichments, especially for our music and performing arts, the current limitations are that the band room is too small. It is designed for 25 students, and I have a feeling that when I go online and look at the band in the next year or two, I'm gonna probably see about 40 to 50 children participating in the band. And so therefore, when they go to the new high school program and we're sharing the resources over there, not only will the band room be acoustically ready for them to be able to participate in there, but they'll also have a performing arts center, a small theater where they can participate. And it's for the proper sounds for the instruments. Right now, if they played on the stages at the middle school, the sounds are lost. A lot of it's lost going up into the stage there. And if they were out, it would be bouncing around in the gym there. Visual arts is the same way. Our art program will have a kiln program there. Also for in the academic side for science education, we'll have state-of-the-art labs that can be utilized both for biotechnology, physical science, chemistry, for our kids to use from grades 6 through 12. And then just overall the facility improvements that we're gonna have. The middle school will have a gym, the high school will have a gym. The kids will not be participating in band at the same time. PE at the same time. So you won't have high school and middle school kids all in the same location. And it's also a new opportunity for us to be able to provide for simultaneous activities for both the middle and the high school. The PE program is the same way with athletics. We'll be able to have a divider that we'll be able to use to subdivide and use multiple spaces in there. The learning environment also for our media center is going to be way more conducive. If you look at the renderings, there is almost 10,000 more times the natural light coming into the new media center than what we have right now. If you go to ours at the middle school, there's 8 windows at the top that are about 2 by 2. And that's the only natural light. We also lose light coming from the lighting in there. So all the lighting for reading and for work will be better. The bus routes will be improved, will save money. It will increase our efficiency, which means there'll be less money that we'll be spending from local funds to counteract that. And also for our student and community engagement, it's a great location. And in conclusion, I make a recommendation that the merger go through and look forward to all the wonderful opportunities that's coming out of there. I included 2 different board policies in there that address student assignment. And that's it, Madam Chair. We do not have anybody who has signed up for comments about our merger. And so with that, there's no need for a public comment section for that.
All right, you got a question?
I do.
Okay.
Dr. Shotwell, even though we are merging, we still are gonna have 2 different school numbers. Is that
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. Yes, ma'am. And I would say that too, just because you don't want to put all of that on one school.
Right.
Because that's a lot of variables to try to control. Whenever you're being compared to other people and they're not having the same variables, it's not really fair.
Okay.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion to approve the merging of Weldon Middle School and Weldon High School STEM Career Academies?
Make a motion that we merge Weldon Middle School and Weldon High School for academies.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned properly second to approve the merger. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Mr. Bennett? Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Next item is going to be Dr. Shotwell with the superintendent's reports, which includes Andrew Jackson's update on engineering services, policies with superintendent spending authority update, spring policies from the NCSBA, summer feeding numbers and athletics.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With the Andrew Jackson update, this coming Tuesday, we have a group from Performance Services Incorporated.
Mhm.
They're coming in to do an evaluation of the Andrew Jackson school. The only real clarification that I have, I know we've had multiple conversations about it, but one of the things that I've asked them to do as an option is to look at saving the core, the multi-purpose room, the office, the kitchen, and that, just because of the current conditions of the classroom wing due to the two fires that were set there.
Mhm.
So if that's not what you want from me.
That's what I want. That's what we
All right.
want.
All right, good deal.
Okay.
So they're gonna come in and they're gonna do an evaluation. I am bringing my hazmat suit for that. I'll be going in as well. It has been boarded up since Christmas time. And so, we don't know what's living in there right now. But
Okay.
Jenkins said she's going with me too.
Deborah Jenkins?
Yeah, Deborah Jenkins. Hey, come too.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, on item number 2 for policies for superintendent spending, you will see 2 on there. The policy 6420 will change the superintendent's authority from $10,000 to $25,000 that I've had since April of last year here. And you'll look at the capital outlay at that one. On that one, it also reflects, actually it reflects what you've already approved, but we just want to make confirmation again. But it changes the superintendent's authority to be able to have expenditures, instead of $1,000, $95,000 for capital projects and change orders. And so, and the same things will apply, that anything over half their spending limit would be reported back to you. It will report either at a board meeting or an email to let you know that that's going on there. All right, the next we have spring policies. There are some with some substantial changes, some with just minor changes. You all have had those now for a few weeks. And so what I'm asking right now is if there's no objection to it, ask for action on the first reading for all the policies, which means they'll come back to you in July for the second and final reading.
Okay.
So that does require action if that's what you would like to do.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the spring policies for the first reading?
For the first reading, I make a motion to approve the spring policies for the first reading.
All right, is there a second?
Second,
All right, it's been, motion properly second to approve the spring policies for the first reading. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and the motion has been approved.
Yes, Madam Chair, clarification for the superintendent policies, are you all those tonight? Do we need a motion for that?
Oh, yes, yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent spending authority? From 10,000 to 25,000 as it is currently?
You could just approve both as presented, so I think there was a correction in 91 as well.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve both, with the correction that was made?
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent spending authority with the correction that was made.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's been motion properly second to approve, both of, the policies for the superintendent spending authority. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm sorry, I'll be moving. Ayes have it, and the next item will be the summer feeding numbers.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, we are, want to remind everyone who might be listening to this, whether it's a recording or if it's live. The school nutrition has had a great start with serving meals to the community. The meals are delivered to Weldon Public Housing for all kids 18 and under. There are 4 locations in the public housing where the stops are made to ensure that all kids receive meals. Meals are being delivered to RVAC, the middle and high school, for people to come in and receive meals there. Meals are provided at the elementary for any child 18 or under to come inside and eat breakfast or lunch. And meals will also be provided for the kids for the First Baptist Church Vacation Bible School, June 23rd through the 26th. So that's one of the things, if you, but you know, I know that in other districts, they've had the YMCA when they have camps. They take advantage of this because it's being done already. And it does save costs for kids to be able to participate in some of these summer programs like that. But I am pleased to say that for the first week, June the 2nd through the 5th, we served 582 breakfast plates and 614 lunches have been served. And we're looking forward to serving many more students the rest of the summer.
Great.
Hunger does not stop just because school does. And with that, Madam Chair, that's the, well, athletics. Yes, ma'am. Just wanted to, bring everybody up to speed. On the new location, all of the fields, the baseball, softball, football, multipurpose field are gonna go ahead and already be either sod or seeded. The seeding is gonna be at the multipurpose field, sod's going in at the other three fields. That's gonna be coming in real soon. They're actually starting to, get ready to put the fencing up over there. And so what they're doing is they're gonna get it in and they're gonna, get it established. This towards the latter part of summer and September, and they're keeping it up. There's actually an assistant site superintendent at with Clancy and Fay that his sole responsibility is landscaping in the athletic fields to make sure that they're being taken care of. And so when we move into the school in 2026, our students will be able to go in and be able to have a really nice athletic facility for both our boys and girls for the fall of 26. Is there anything else that you all would like for me to talk about on athletics? Okay. All right.
Right, next item is, board chair report. And I'd like to start off, by saying that today, the board vice chair and myself attended services of one of our former teachers in the district, Mr. Walter Jones. And it was a very nice service. He served the district for 38 years and was in Wellington schools. He was our woodshop instructor. And we did present him with a resolution from the district, letting him know that, you know, we appreciate the time that we did have him, that he served in our district. And it meant a lot to us. So I want to start off, I know you all know that. Also, as we officially close the books for our 2024-25 school year, because they will be closing June 30th at the end of our fiscal year. I want to take a moment on behalf of the board to say thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your hard work, your heart, your commitment to our district, to our students and our families. Every achievement this year, big or small, is a reflection of your dedication. I hope that you were able to take a breath and enjoy our year-end celebrations. It was a moment to honor each and every one of you all and all that we've accomplished together, and you've certainly earned it. Even now, as summer begins, the work continues. Summer remediation is underway, and we're hopeful our students will rise to the occasion and excel in their retesting. Thank you to everyone who's continuing to guide and support our students. Your impact matters more than you know. Looking ahead, we're stepping into a new and exciting chapter in Wellington schools. On July 1st at 12 noon, we will host the swearing-in ceremony of our newly elected superintendent, Dr. Tammy Boone. This is a significant milestone for our district, and we hope that you all are there to witness it. Please remember to RSVP with Ms. Deborah Jenkins by June 20th to confirm your attendance. As your board, we remain focused on purpose, to lead with integrity, to support our educators and staff, and to ensure our students that they have every opportunity to succeed. That mission continues, and we're honored to walk it with you. So as the summer heat rolls on, I hope you find time to rest, recharge, and reflect. Let's also begin agreement together about the kind of impact we can make in the new year for our students, our schools, and our community. Also that today, while attending the funeral services of Mr. Jones, I got a chance to also speak with his son, who is Cedric Jones. He was a former NFL football player, and he wanted me to let the district know, I have the flyers also, that he will be performing a football camp on next weekend. And that's something that our students can certainly take part of. It will be at no cost to them. So, and I'll share the flyer with our PR person, so that they can get it out in the district. But for those of you all that listening online, it will be on the district's webpage soon. And again, thank you all for a meaningful school year. Enjoy your summer. You all deserve it. Thank you so much. Next item is going to be Ms. Kathy Kidd with our financial reports.
Stephanie Hill, Board Chair, Board Members, Dr. Shotwell, good evening.
Good evening.
I would like to present the following financial reports for the month of May. In your package, you should have the financial statements for your reviews. Do you have any questions on those? And also, I would like to present the following budget amendments for your approval. The parent expense, I have amendment number 3, local amendments number 12, 13, and 14, and state amendments number 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. Do you have any questions? Quite a few.
Okay, Ms. Kidd.
Yes.
What were your first ones? Would be
Current expense.
current expense.
Amendment number 3, it's only one.
Okay, and how many was supposed to be local?
12, 13, and 14.
I only have 13. We don't get.
If they would land on the table,
That's why I got these off.
13 and 14.
Got 13, 14, but I don't have the list.
And
What's in your
it's
package?
in a, all the rest of them went. should be in the packet.
Yeah.
It's stapled together.
They are.
You have.
Yes,
Okay.
I have the, I will think it was something in addition to that. Okay,
Just came over.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
It's year end, so
Everybody be nice to our finance department. June is their month.
you may have.
Got it.
You know, budget cleanup. It's been down.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Can I get a, motion to approve the budget amendments?
Make a motion to approve the budget amendments.
Second.
There's a motion properly second to approve the budget amendments. Are there any questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and the budget amendments have been approved, Ms. Kidd.
Okay, and the final item I have. I would like to present is the interim budget resolution for the 2025-2026 school year.
And that just basically says until we get a full budget approved, we're gonna base the budget based on this year's income and expenses.
I make a motion that we approve the interim budget resolution for the 2025-26 fiscal year. School year, yes.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion properly second to approve the budget, interim budget for 25-26 fiscal year. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. So the interim budget has been approved. Thank you so much, Ms. Kidd. You're welcome. Next, we will have several programs, student services with Ms. Geneva Riddick Faulkner.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I would like to take the opportunity to share a few highlights for federal programs and student services that have occurred throughout the month. The first, board members have a physical copy and there are extra cards, postcards outside. We're posting these throughout the community. They can be placed in churches, laundromats, doctor's offices. so that we can share the information that's happening in federal programs and to solicit our community support. So on the first side is federal programs input. All throughout the year, people can send in information as it relates to their feedback or their ideas on how we can improve curriculum instruction, family and community engagement, teacher recruitment and retention, advanced programs, early childhood programs, social and emotional supports, as well as healthy and well-rounded students. These are all the areas in which we receive funding from the federal government that we can support. So we solicit the input from our community members. You can use the QR code that's listed and shown on their annual and fall and spring. And there's also a web address under there. Some people don't like the QR codes, they'll go to a web address. So you can use either way, brings you to the same place. On the second side, we have information within those things that we're asking for your input. There are some big rocks that we want to also share with our community that we provide supports. McKinney-Vento is what's known as what people consider the homeless students. And we want our community to know the typical determination of homeless in many people's eyes is if they see someone on the street or someone sleeping in a tent or something like that. But homeless McKinney-Vento students impact those students who are maybe doubled up because they can't afford to have a home of their own, so they move in with their aunt or they move in with their grandmother. If you know someone that's staying with their mom just so they can get on their feet well, those students could possibly be considered under the McKinney-Vento Act to receive additional support. Miss April Whitaker, our school and district social worker, she reaches out to those families who identify they possibly could receive those services. And we try to make sure that there's nothing that prevents those students from participating in the school, extracurricular, all those activities and being as positive as they can. We service students even before they come to school. And sometimes those are the harder ones for us to get the information on. Usually we find out because a student is in the home and they have a baby sister or baby brother. But tutorials, smaller class sizes, we use our funds to support that. Instructional resources, professional development, enrichment opportunities, and parent engagement are just some of the areas in which we use those funds for. But again, if you would like to join our team, at Weldon City Schools, we also put that out there so people can find out more about coming to work with us and partner with us. Next slide, please. Money. Usually when people say federal programs, they think about the dollars. We finally received our planning allotment for the upcoming school year. With that planning allotment, you can see the exact numbers, but we're anticipating receiving $131,899 more funds in the upcoming year than we received last year. And we were really nervous about whether we would get our funding, and we're looking at an increase. If there are inputs that you would like to have, use that web address, that QR code to give us input before we submit our final plan to our board for approval. The next slide shows our current grants awarded and open. We are still waiting on the NC Stronger Connections grant to be approved. And our consolidated federal grant, which are those budgets that I just showed before. Those information will go into the grant, which is due August 31st, 2025. So we will bring it before the board, hopefully in the August board meeting for your input. COPS grant, we are working on that to submit that for additional school safety. Those are the only grant related items for federal programs that we have listed. And as we provide input at each board meeting, we provided a final federal chronically absent report for student services. We also want to remind our parents and our community to please make sure that our children are in school. And if you do receive a phone call and you know your child is at school, to call the school and let them know, because a teacher may have just made a simple error and counted that student absent versus a different student. But we want to make sure that our information is as accurate as possible. Thursday is our hot button day. That's our day when we have the most absences in our district. Most people think it's Monday or Friday, but it's Thursday for us. And our tardies Monday and Thursday. So we want to make sure that our children are here every day. For McKinney Vento and homeless, the students that I mentioned that we work with and try to identify more, we currently have 70 students. And we are working with our back to school drive to try to get more resources for our students. Undergarments is one area that we always have an issue, new undergarments, so socks and underwear. So if you know someone that's willing to support our students and our mission, please let us know. So we would be happy to receive those. And I think there was one slide that was missed, and that was the school safety grant status. I think I went past that one. That is just a board update on our safety grant that we received this year, and a picture of the updated weapons detection that's in our building. So it looks really, really nice.
I walked through it this afternoon.
It catches a lot of things. It doesn't give you that beat, but it sends that alert to the SRO and the additional staff members that are trained to see that. So they know what's coming through. And that, again, that just lets you know where we are with our status. Since the last board meeting, we did receive the vape sensors. They're being installed by our maintenance department for the bathrooms at Weldon Middle School and Marvin.
And it'll send the alert also to their
Yes. Yeah.
Not an audible one in the bathroom, but they'll, there it goes.
And see if it goes off in the bathroom, then the cameras will catch you when in the restroom. So there's no cameras in the restroom,
Yeah.
but it does catch them going in. Want to make sure people understand that in the community. Any questions?
Any questions from you? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next item is curriculum and instruction. Dr. Katie Goodman.
Good evening, everyone. I will be very brief because we do have two presentations this evening. But I would like to say that our summer ventures, all of our summer programs for 2025 are in full effect. Today is the last day for summer remediation, and we will be retesting our students on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, with Wednesday being more or less of a makeup day. So we are very hopeful that our students will rise to the occasion and do very well. I did not bring student data to you at this meeting because we're waiting on the data from retesting. So it will be more accurate once we have that data back, and it will be presented to you at our July meeting. I also hope to bring you a full report in July on the outcomes and successes of each of our summer programs that we've had this year. That helps us to determine what to do moving forward for next year. So that is all I have at this time, and I will yield the floor to Ms. Jennifer Friend to bring you our AIG plan presentation. And Ms. Robin Davis will follow her with our CTE plan presentation.
Good evening, members of the school board, district administration, and the Weldon City community. As introduced, my name is Jennifer Friend. I serve as the district AIG teacher for Weldon City Schools. I'm here this evening to present the proposed AIG plan for the 2025 to 2028 school years. With the board approval, this plan will be formally submitted to the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, DPI, for review and implementation. In the presentation that follows, I will outline the key components of the plan, highlight important updates, and share how we aim to support and nurture gifted learners across our district over the next 3 years. So that you see here the order of the slides in the presentation. The slides will correspond to the information contained in the AIG plan document. Highlighted information are the additions or changes. The AIG plan document is currently 52 pages in length. The slides will summarize the following, so that means I won't go through all 52 pages. The overview of the document, mission statement and or vision statement, funding, standard 1, because there are 6 standards, student identification for standard 1, Standard 2, comprehensive programming within a total school community. Standard 3, differentiated curriculum and instruction. The following standard sets in red do not have additional or significant changes. And that would include standard 4, personal and professional development, standard 5, partnerships, standard 6, program accountability. Overview of the document, which is 52 pages long. The Weldon City Schools have developed this local AIG plan based on the North Carolina AIG program standards. These standards serve as a statewide framework and guide for public school units to develop, implement, and monitor thoughtful and comprehensive AIG programs. The North Carolina AIG program standards encompass 6 principal standards with accompanying practices. These standards articulate the expectations for quality, comprehensive, and effective local AIG programs. Let's see, aligned to the North Carolina's AIG legislation. These programs help to clarify standards, describe what a PSU should have in place, and guide PSUs to improve their programs. In an effort to continue transformation AIG programs and align to the North Carolina AIG program standards. Each PSU has participated in a self-assessment process of their local AIG program involving multiple stakeholders. The data gathered through this process has guided PSUs in their development of this local AIG plan for the 2025, the 2028 Weldon school year. The AIG plan is as follows. Mission and vision statement. Okay. Weldon City Schools strives to provide high quality instruction that will enable the students who are academically or intellectually gifted to perform at a substantially high levels of accomplishments when compared with others of their age, experience, or environment. Academically or intellectually gifted students exhibit high performance capability in intellectual areas, specific academic fields, or in both intellectual areas and specific academic fields. The students will receive differentiated educational services beyond those ordinarily provided by the regular educational program. These provisions will be provided to students from all cultural groups, across all economic strata, and in all areas of human endeavors. Okay, funding, state funding. We have $37,248, and this planning allotment is for the 2025-2026 school year. Local funding is $7,320.82. This is the current local budget as of 6/3/2025. There's no grant funding or other full funding that was reported. Standard 1, student identification, and this is where the bulk of information has been amended, revised, and or changed. The LAE's student identification procedures for AIG are clear, equitable, and comprehensive, and lead towards appropriate educational services. All right, practice A, page 2. Okay. Develops both screening and referral processes that lead to AIG identification at all grade levels, provides opportunities for every student to show their strengths and talents. And so that information is highlighted, indicates a change. District screening occurs in October, which fall semester, March, that will be the spring semester for all students in 3rd grade. Weldon City School administers the COGAT assessment for the district's universal screener. Students who score in the 80th percentile and or the top 10% on the state assessments are referred to the school's AIG site team and will participate in additional screening. Members of each school AIG site team will and can include the following individuals, which will be your district AIG teacher, the AIG support teacher, classroom teachers, school counselor, school and or district psychologist. Still, going along with standard one, student identification. This is practice B, page 3. Establishes a process and criteria for all AIG identification at all grade levels that provide multiple opportunities to reveal a student's aptitude, achievement, or potential to achieve. The criteria may include both qualitative and quantitative data in order to develop a comprehensive learner profile. All third grade students who score in the 75 percentile or higher on the beginning of grade test will be administered the COGAT in the fall to determine eligibility for the AIG placement upon receipt of informed parental consent. Consent. Students in grades 6 through 12 can be recommended by their parents, teachers, peers, and other professionals for screening. Students can also self-nominate. This is a change and or addition revision in yellow. In addition to being in the top 10% of their grade level based on their EOG scores and or grades. Page 3, pathway 3, holistic portfolio. Review is used to determine eligibility of students who demonstrate potential for high performance, which includes the EOG and benchmark scores, final report cards from both previous years and teacher, parent, and student surveys, but do not score at or above the 80th percentile on the COGAT after multiple administrations. The AIG teacher will provide provisional services for at least one grading period, and the AIG team will review a portfolio with student work samples to determine if a student is AG or IG. Practice B, page 6, intellectually gifted. Intellectually gifted students perform or show potential to perform at substantially high levels of accomplishment when compared with others at their age, experiences, and or environment by scoring at or above the 80th percentile on an aptitude or achievement test and meeting other criteria in the academic areas of reading and or math, or in reasoning and critical thinking areas outside of the reading and math. In grades 3 through 8, these students are primarily served by access to camps, programs, academic competitions, special electives, mentorships, and advanced course placement. Practice D, page 7. Weldon City Schools will have at least 2 nomination periods for each school level during the fall and spring semesters. Students in grades 3 through 9 will participate in nomination periods. Practice D, page 8. All referrals are reviewed by the nominating school's AIG site team. Identification and differentiated services are recommended by the team to ensure consistency across the district. All recommendations are presented to the district level compliance review team for review and final placement decisions. Practice E, page 8. Each year, the academically and intellectually gifted handbook will be distributed to all schools to be displayed in high traffic locations. These locations include the district central office, the front desk of each school, and the school's counselor's office, and the lead teacher's PLC binder. The handbook will also be made available to parents and the general public. Practice C, page 9. The AIG coordinator maintains a folder for each student who is nominated for AIG screening. The folders contain the following: nomination forms, narratives, teacher, parent, and student surveys, EOG and benchmark data, the most current report card, cognitive abilities test, that's the COGAT, and answer sheets, student work samples, if applicable, and DEPs, and this is a change or an or addition. Identification information will be shared with the parent or parents, guardians within a reasonable time frame. During the scheduled meeting with the parents, guardians, The test results and the DEP will be discussed. Standard 2 is the comprehensive programming within the school community, and that standard states, comprehensive planning within a total school community. The LAE provides a K-12 AIG program and an array of services for the total school community to meet the diverse academic, intellectual, and social and emotional needs of gifted learners. These services will develop students' strengths through intentional learning experiences in various domains that are not dependent on students' demographic background or economic means. Okay, so standard 2, I'm just gonna kind of highlight, speak on the highlighted information because there are quite a few slides that correspond with the 52-page document. So the highlighted information here, at the beginning of the school year 2025-2026, all secondary schools will offer honors courses in their schedules, and you can see the courses that are listed there, okay? The information that's highlighted at the bottom, using a variety of data points, lessons are developed and opportunities are cultivated to address demonstrated needs. This also includes that highlighted information, the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics, that was not in the previous plan. Next slide, please. Standard 3, differentiated curriculum and instruction. Standard 3 states differentiated curriculum and instruction. The LIE employs challenging, rigorous, and relevant curriculum and instruction to accommodate a range of academic, intellectual, social, and emotional needs of K-12 gifted learners. Okay, the changes in standard 3, practice A, which is located on page 18 and 19. The change we made here was advanced ability levels to include students who score a level 4 or 5 on the EOG. Okay, Weldon City Schools believe curriculum should be accelerated or compacted to meet the child's unique needs and interests, and here's a change. This includes, but not limited to, project-based learning activities, vertical enrichment, and academic competitions. Okay, standard 3, practice B, pages 19 through 20. The only change that was made, we had to include the 2025 and 2028 school year. In addition to the information in the bottom, we included and or added differentiated instruction, learning menus, contracts, in addition to choice boards. We also added for the technology-based instruction, Kahoot, Edpuzzle, Nearpods, Class Dojo, etc. For academic competitions, we had Battle of the Books, Odyssey of the Mind, etc. Next slide, please. All right, so practice D, which is on page 22, some of the ways the AIG coordinator / teacher will foster development of future-ready skills. Information is highlighted. AIG students in elementary, middle, and high school will be required to take a seminar class during the semester or school year, and this is an addition. Provide workshops for ACT and SAT, scholarship workshop that will include college and university representation. Also, we added that students will learn to correctly utilize the student planner, provide information about leadership programs and camps. This information will be available through guest speakers, presentations, and posted in the Google Classroom for AIG. Facilitate student-led tutorial sessions. This can be done through small group work sessions within the classroom. So any additional information regarding the AIG program and or plan can be located on those websites that are highlighted there. And this is just information regarding the current members of the AIG staff for Weldon City Schools. That's one. Okay. Thank you. If you have any questions and or comments, just you can email me. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
I would just like to add that the plan does have to be approved by the board before Ms. Friend can submit.
Okay, are there any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the AIG plan?
Make a motion to renew the AIG plan.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been motion properly second to approve the AIG plan. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Okay, any opposed? Ayes have it. Plan has been approved. Thank you so much. Ms. Twain. All right, good evening. Good evening. Okay, so. All right, so I'll be presenting the CTE plan, well, an overview of the plan for approval tonight. And just like Ms. Freya, my plan was about 85 pages, so I tried to summarize it.
Thank you, Ms. Jenkins.
I tried to summarize it in this PowerPoint, so a few highlights. To conclude the year, we had 100% concentrated survey completion. We had 5 students to complete the Forward ACE program at Halifax Community. So they're like certified to work on your cars, especially forwards, but they'll be working with like White Motors and different places. We had 4 students to complete the natural hair program at Halifax Community. 88% of our students graduated as CTE completers, and that's both high schools combined. We have active CTSO memberships, and we had a 75.6 credential attainment rate. So that means the kids that were in classes that offer credentials, we had 75.6 to attain. All right, CTE participation snapshot. So this just lets us know, and this data is 23-24 data. They give us that data, for our plan for the upcoming school year. So we had 177 middle school students to participate. That was duplicated, meaning they were in at least 2 CTE courses. 330 high school students, unduplicated 129, and for high school 204. We had 97 CTE concentrators unduplicated and 111 duplicated. So that means they were completed in more than one area. All right, these are the areas that we met our benchmark. So 1S1 4-year graduation rate. So you can see the benchmark was 89.47, and we was actually, when they say greater than 95%, we're usually at 100%. 3S1 post-secondary placement, so we was benchmarked at 73, and our actual was 94.74. So those are kids that actually go to college or military or employment. When we do this survey, these are the results that are positive. 4S1 non-traditional, we was benchmarked at 26.96. We had 26.15, but because it was 90% of the benchmark, we still met the progress. 5S1 post-secondary credential attainment, benchmark was 10%, we were at 87.5%. We had 415 credentials earned. So like I said, it was a 76.5% rate. And 5S4 program quality, we was benchmarked at 46.05, and we had 95%. So the areas needed improvement was 2S1, which was reading language arts proficiency. We were at benchmark at 19.07, but we got 15.2. And these results come from our completers who took the English 2 test. So you had to be like a level 4 or level 5. So that's why the scores are sort of low. Math proficiency, 7.5 benchmark. Actual, we had 4.99%. And 2S3 science proficiency benchmark at 34.12, and we had 5%. So you see where we need to do some improvements. So action steps to sort of like try to get those up there. So for reading language arts, we want to make sure that our CTE teachers are embedding academic vocabulary into their lessons. They're using informational text in the classroom, engaging students with higher order thinking, and focusing on literacy-rich classroom discussions. For math, we want the CTE teachers to collaborate with the math teachers to co-develop lessons, emphasize real-world math applications in the CTE area. So if you're doing agriculture, talk about the pounds or the
the soil or the percent or whatever. 10, professional development to learn integration strategies for math and CTE. For science, we want to partner with the science teachers to incorporate inquiry-based learning, align the lessons with scientific concepts relevant to CTE pathways, and once again, engage in professional development. So next steps and continued growth. So we've already partnered with TCI Works for special population support along with the EC department. Attend local industry events to build partnerships, host career fairs and business tours, whether in person or virtual. We want to promote extended learning, articulated credits, and CTE CCP. Offer career development field trips for all pathways. Continue quarterly meetings with the Roanoke Valley Business Advisory. Provide ongoing PD for teachers on curriculum and technology. And we want to make sure that we bring Skills USA and FFA into our CTS service. All right, any questions?
What was on page 82?
The actual plan is linked in this PowerPoint. You wanna see this? Can I get a motion to approve the CTE,
I'll make that motion to approve the CTE local plan for 2025-26.
So, a second? Here's the motion properly second to approve the CTE local application CTE plan for 25-26 school year. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Our ayes have it, and your plan has been approved. Thank you so much. Next item
Don't put anything under either 3 or 4.
is going to be, no one, nothing, no, you got something? You got it?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's what I
I didn't see it
said.
up here. My bad. I apologize, Ms.
I want to be quick, I don't have a
But you-
plan to approve that.
Okay, all right.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I stand before you to present to you our EC report for the month. I have already given you in your packets the categories, disability categories. They have all remained the same except speech. We've gained 2 more kids. We did submit our IDEA grant on May 28th. We met the timelines. Pre-K updates. We have 5 students that are ready to go to class. We have 4 students that we're waiting for Smart Start to give it back to us and let us with their scorecard. We have 5 students whose parents have either forgotten a piece of information or listed someone and didn't give information on that person. And we have 1 student that was found ineligible. We have received from DPI, our corrective action letter for our indicator 12, which is our 90-day timeline. And basically what that is once we receive referrals, whether it's from pre-K or 11th, 12th grade, it doesn't matter, that we get them done within 90 days. The data is pulled from school year 22-23, and it was not acceptable. We are working on that. This year we found some holes and we have to do action plan, and it has to be turned in by June 30th, which I'm working on now. One of the things that you'll find tonight in your packet is another speech therapist. That was one of our areas that they said we need to work on getting our assessments done. All of our related service providers are not supposed to have more than 50 students on their caseload, which they don't, but it's a lot when you're trying to give services and do the assessments and write the reports with the same things that goes along when some of our kids have meet 2 and 3 times a week. So to eliminate that, that's why you will find another speech therapist. We will have 1 speech therapist that would do nothing but our assessments to help us with this 90-day time window. And we will have our speech therapist who has been here at Weldon will continue to give services. Is this with the same company?
No. They both are independent, contractors, independent contractors.
Okay. All right, I have another question.
Okay.
All right, you said that one student was found ineligible. What would make a student ineligible? I'm just
The
asking.
income,
Oh,
their parents paid too much money. Mother and father was listed, they made like 80,000 most.
And we really don't offer private pay slots.
Right. So that's why they were ineligible.
so
Unfortunately.
that's for pre-K.
Mhm.
Okay, so no matter how much money you make, you can go to kindergarten.
Right, yeah, that's true. That would be a true statement. I have listed the vacancies, I kind of took a hit, my folks retired, I'm gonna miss them, they worked so hard. But we are gonna be optimistic that we will be able to get the slots filled before school begins, so if you know anybody, send them our way. Any questions for me?
So right now, we only have 15 students, well, 14 possibly. So
Right now, technically, we only have 5.
yeah, we only have 5, but we're looking at adding 9 more,
Correct,
possibly,
correct,
if everything pans out.
correct.
But, so.
We need more.
Huh?
We need more.
We need more, exactly, because we have, how many classrooms?
2.
Yeah, we definitely need more.
We wanna fill all 36 slots.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I have one more question. On the contract, I didn't see an amount.
It should be in
Okay.
not to exceed,
Not to exceed 85,000.
Yeah, that's it.
Those are on.
It's a not to exceed amount.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so in simply, there's 2 versions of the MRB contract. The correct one is the one that's on the Weldon standard form. I think, Cherry Hill, you're looking at the earlier.
Oh, this is okay.
So when we get to the consent agenda, the one that's being proposed for approval,
Okay.
looks like your standard contract form, just the standard terms.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Bullock. Thank you. The Hunter. Now. People with that. You okay, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, Ms. Bird, okay.
I think I even heard my wife.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Want to bring you a few updates from operations, starting with the new school project. We had a meeting yesterday, in-person meeting over at the existing gym. Had a real nice big turnout, had a couple board members that attended, new superintendent attended. So we had a real good session. We also went out after the meeting, we went out and explored the site. So that was very interesting as well. But as you can see, the project is progressing very well. As you look at area A here, they start setting the roof joists for the classroom. As well as you see the steel is coming in as we're going up, move forward. And as you see here, we have some more steel with they're putting the metal decking on the structure. So the progress, they're progressing very well over there, and it's looking very good. Next slide. In area C, this is what we were looking at yesterday. This is the big barrier that's going over in area C where they're gonna have reinforcement slab put down. And I think he said they're gonna start pouring concrete Friday, tomorrow, right? So they're gonna start pouring concrete in this particular area tomorrow. As well as in area D. They're gonna start pouring concrete in those areas. This is one of the main athletic building foundations. They have poured concrete in that particular area so that it's starting to take shape as far as what the classrooms are gonna look like, or the size of, with the concrete already in place. The bottom picture shows they've already put some asphalt out, so we have a good, visual of what it's gonna look like in the, bus loop area. They put some painted lines for, this is the temporary setting, that they have in there. It's not the finished product, but, so it's a staging and parking area for right now, as well as you see how the buses will be lined up in the parking area. Somewhere I mentioned earlier about the softball field and the, post holes. So this is a photo of where the holes, or where the fence line is gonna be. We already started, setting those, setting that out. Bottom picture is part of the football field. You see the perimeter trench. You can see where the, lines are going in for irrigation for the football field. Next slide, please. This is a very, utility, underground utility line for the, athletic buildings. That's gonna be out there in between the, football field and the baseball, softball field. And the last one is showing a rough area of between the existing gym and where the, new gym is gonna be, or the portions of the new gym, as well as the, area for trucks to come in and, bring in deliveries. All right. Any questions about the new facility?
No, sir.
No,
All right, and our next meeting will be held on 6/25, and that will be a virtual meeting. For those that's, want to attend. Some things that we're working on here at the city office. As you know, we was working on the expansion. They made, some good progress with the new office space. Today, they're started putting up the majority of the doors and staining those. Told you last month that the flooring is in. We need now just to wait for the, found today that our, HVAC contractor has been under the weather, so we're trying to get back in contact with him so we can get get that portion finished and in place. Plumbing is supposed to be here, Monday, so we have the plumbing in. And, once we get the HVAC in, and we need the, get the, inspector to come back and verify which way he want the doors, the exit doors, and then we'll be, pretty much complete with that project. So it's, been a long time coming, but we're near right here at the end. Also spoke with as far as the,
Drive the window.
drive the window here, the, WCS, drive-through. We spoke with the contractor earlier this week. He's ordered the brick for that. They've already came in and, touched up whatever wood pieces that they need to do, or took out all the, bad pieces and put in the reinforced foundation that needs to be put in place. And he was telling us that he has the brick ordered and the window that needs to be, replaced there.
It was hard trying to find a brick to match it exactly. They didn't manufacture it anymore, but he did find one in Raleigh.
Yeah.
That has one pretty close. What they're gonna do is they're gonna intermingle the good brick, that will survive with those bricks, so it'll look like it just belongs.
Exactly.
Cause I know y'all get questions like we are, when y'all gonna get that thing fixed.
Yeah. Just some things that we're working on at the schools, at Weaver, we're working on, we've already started refinishing the, classroom floors. We also would like to, let me back up, please do keep in mind, we are a, custodian now. We had, one of our custodians was in a, severe accident. He's still in the hospital, he's out of critical condition, Mr. DeAndre Whitaker, so keep him in your prayers. I spoke with him today, he is, doing better, but, we still have some complications, so do keep him in your prayer.
Next thing.
Let's go on.
Yes.
Can I ask the question? Well, who helping out in his place up there, elementary?
So what we've done is, as of right now, we've had one of the custodians from the middle school to come down to the elementary school to help out. And we've also spoke with the, contract, we're gonna looking into having some services contracted out to help with the finishing of the, floors and other things that need to be done until we get back full staff at both facilities. We're looking at having the, painting done at the elementary school, but they're gonna be doing the hallways, doing the door jams, handrails, as well as the code base. As from last month, the glass that had been, damaged, they have been replaced now, so they have been repaired. And we've also spoken to the contractors or the adjusters for getting those, columns that have been torn down, so, we're in the works of getting that done as well. At the middle high school, we're working on getting the, doing refinishing there as well. We've done the cafeteria. And we're gonna be working on the hallways. Our custodians have already started prepping the classrooms, the empty classrooms where we're not having students in. So that's up and on the way. As well as the new chiller is finally in and operating. So we've got that up and going, and yeah, and they're gonna come in also this summer and go back and retouch up any spots of paint that need to be refinished, and we just keep moving forward. Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Hunter, you touched on everything at the elementary except for that back gate. Have we got that fixed yet?
Oh, yeah, the gate has been fixed. Yes,
Yes, what-
I'm sorry, yes. The
Okay.
gate, actually, the night that you brought it up last, it was fixed before that. I just hadn't seen it, or I hadn't spoken with the Mr. Johnson.
Mhm.
So he had already had it fixed, but I didn't know it by the time of the meeting. But
Okay,
yeah, the gate is up.
great. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Thank you so much, Mr. Hunter. All right, the next item is going to be consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
And just one point of clarification, again, there's two versions on Assembly of a contract with a speech language pathologist, MRB Solutions. The version that's being proposed for approval is on the district standard contract form. So you're not approving both, just the one that's on your standard form with the not to exceed.
Okay. Can I get a motion? Well, yeah, can I get a motion to approve, the consent agenda?
Okay. I was writing it down about contract. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second to approve the consent agenda. Are there any questions? I do have a question. For one of the contracts, it says, an additional amount for requested special services is not already included. So what would those special services be?
Which contract is?
For the, for, the Envision Services Incorporated?
That was not or should not be. On the money.
Already done, that's our next psychologist. Yeah.
Right, so this would have been from last.
Where's
month.
where's
Approved.
the other one in for,
Occupational therapist.
occupational?
Dale Powell and MRB Solution.
So what about the speech therapy services?
That's it. That's speech, MRB,
Yeah, I saw that, but I thought it was, you said two?
You did one already in May.
Okay, it's in here twice, so that's why it's confusing.
Right.
You have, we got MRB and then we also have contracts for speech therapy
So
services.
that, under consent agenda 8, item E, contract for speech therapy services, that is an earlier version, it's not the correct version, that's
So
the
it needs
one
to
that
be-
you're being asked to approve.
Okay.
You're being asked to
D.
approve, D.
Okay, And this is the correct one. All right, yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, all right,
What's that? Hmm.
it may be, you know, one time before, I don't know if you were here, the system got hacked.
Okay.
And somebody started writing and there was a whole lot of stuff going on. It got hacked. That may be it. It may be back.
Could be, sound like a phone vibrating. I don't know, Mr. Ben's phone was.
No, that's true.
No, it is. We started,
Like a secret sound thing, thanks, Jason.
and they started writing and everything.
Oh, yeah, I had that happen during COVID one time in class.
It happened with us.
Yeah.
So, can I get the motion? Is it up there?
We did it, we did it 2 times.
All right.
It says with the blue.
I know, cause I didn't ever hear Mr. I only have 2 votes. I never got.
Mr. Bennett did say,
Okay, I
you
didn't hear.
said you had a question.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay. All right, next item is gonna be the break.
Mm-mm.
No. All right, next item, we're going to talk about assembly renewal. And, I know it has been brought up before, we just paid assembly. I think for the 25-26 school year, is that correct, Ms. Jenkins? Yes. But it was a discussion, it's been brought up by, several, board members. Do we want to continue to use assembly or go back to paper because we're using paper? Do we want to continue to use assembly? And pay that amount, I think it was $4,800 a year for renewal.
And we have already paid for this, for the school. So we just have to continue it.
That's not my question.
It said, until the school year. I know what your question was, do we still want to continue with it? I'm sorry, Dr. Shaw.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna say that when people are researching things that happened in previous board meetings, it is really nice to go into Assembly and type in keywords and it gives you a list of every board meeting to go back to. It also gives our public an opportunity to be able to see what's discussed at our board meetings. If you do it on paper, then you're gonna have people coming in here and asking for copies of all of the documents that you have from your board meetings.
I'm just bringing it.
I mean, I know, but I'm just kind of giving I don't know of many places that are going back to just a paper and pencil and not having electronic. Because like whenever you all approve this, it automatically approves the minutes and then we can post the minutes at another location on there. Because we actually refer them to the assembly site for the minutes. And it also takes them to the YouTube channels. It's just food for thought.
I'm just asking the board. I'm just holding the board.
Sure.
What is the pleasure of the board? Ms. Harrison has already given her pleasure. She said no, Ms. Jenkins?
I didn't say no.
When you say no, go ahead, listen.
So if I could just piggyback on Dr. Shotwell's comment, I mean, it's a desire to change to a different system or more cost-effective system. I'm sure staff could research what others are out there, in addition to maintaining records of past meetings. It's the district's method of complying with your own board policies for making meeting materials available, right? Certain number of days in advance. So, you would just need to think through how you would do that through copies of agendas and board meeting materials. It's certainly something that's within your discretion, but you'd have to think through those other functions that it serves as well. That or a different system, right? If you don't use Assembly, I'm sure there are others out there. Or Docs is the only other
Well, and
major
that's
one that I'm.
that's what
aware of.
we
Yeah.
initially, before we switched to Assembly.
And having been a 16-year user of Board Docs and Assembly, I really like Assembly better because it's easier to find past information on here than it is in Board Docs. Cause I've gone back to the Rockingham site trying to find some things to help me and it's a lot more difficult. This one I could go in there to hit search, put the time parameters, and it'll give everything up on the screen there.
Okay. All right, so, the next item is going to be to return to closed session. Can I get a motion to return to closed session?
Make a motion that we return back to closed session.
Second. There's been motion properly second to return back to closed session. All those in favor? Any opposed? Ayes has it, and we are going to closed session. Thank you so much. We'll be back.